Hello and welcome to our 2012 Business Firestarter webinar. My name is Kath Luty and I'm really excited about this webinar, and I'm really grateful that you've decided to show up, but I also want to congratulate you for being here tonight, because we've had loads of registrations for this webinar, but to be honest, most people are still on holiday. So the fact that you are here tonight means to me that you are really committed to making 2012 your best year in business yet. And that is exciting. So I have really worked very hard to put together the most important and valuable information to help you do that right now. So to help you rocket your business to stellar success in 2012. I don't want to waste a minute of your time. I'm so appreciative of the time that you're spending on this webinar tonight. So I really have jam-packed this webinar with information for you, so that we together, or with this information, you can truly create the business and the lifestyle that you want in 2012. So first of all, I would just like to do a teeny weeny bit of housekeeping, what we call the 3 lets and the 3 gets of the webinar. So the 3 gets of the webinar for me, what you will need is a glass of water, a piece of paper, and a pen. So that's the 3 things you can get right now whilst I'm talking you through the housekeeping of the webinar quickly. So it's still time to get a pen, a piece of paper, a glass of water, so that you will be able to fully focus on the webinar tonight. And that's also what the 3 lets are about. Please let the phone ring, or better even switch it off. Let the internet, the rest of the internet, be the rest of the internet. Please focus on what you're getting here tonight. I can tell you, it is extremely valuable information. You will not regret it. Just focus. Let other things be. Let the phone ring. Let the internet and Facebook be tonight. And focus on this content. So, most of you who are on the webinar have been in touch with me for a while, have maybe experienced me in person. My name is Kath Luty. My business is called Web Design That Sells. And if you are one of the people on the webinar tonight who have experienced me, then you already know that I am really passionate about what I do. And what I do is grow businesses online. And that's what I want to help you do with the information that I'm going to share with you tonight. Now, what's the reason, or one of the reasons why I'm so incredibly passionate about the internet is because it has completely and utterly changed my life for the better. So I have been able to build an incredible business really fast, and none of that would have been possible without the internet, Facebook, all the things that we're going to be talking about. Every single thing that I'm going to talk about tonight, I have experienced for myself, and I have used for myself to grow my business. And the first thing I want to be very clear about is, why would you even listen to me? And to me, there's probably 2 main reasons why people work with me. And the first reason is because Web Design That Sells is actually not a huge agency. Web Design That Sells is basically me. And yes, I do have employees. I do have a team of developers that I work with up in Queensland. I work with sole traders as well, some developers who've created some amazing websites for me this year. I've got a couple of PAs, I've got experts that work with me on my Google Ad campaigns and so forth. So I am not alone. I do have an incredible team, but the person that you would deal with if you work with me is me. And people really appreciate that, because the person who picks up the phone when you have a problem is me. You're going to be talking to me. And the person who oversees everything and that keeps in touch with you is me. And because it's my business, because it's my passion, because I love helping people, the relationship that my clients have with me gets really close, and they appreciate that. So I really care about my clients and I look after them. And I think that is probably one reason why people love to work with me. So the main reason, of course, is because people actually get results when they work with me. So we work with real people, and I create real results for people. And one really great example that is really exciting for me, because I have been able to create a similar experience for this client that I've had in my own life. This client's business is based nearly 100% just on her Google ad campaign. So it's based on her website and a successful Google ad campaign that makes her business. And that's really exciting. So Fiona came to me about 6 months ago, and she already had built a small business. It was quite young, it was in the early stages. It was going okay, but she actually wasn't making any money. So when she came to me, she'd already decided that she wanted to branch out into kids' cooking parties. And we put together a website real fast. And we started advertising the website. And again, basically it went from, nothing, starting up from nothing. And now is a great business. And 99% of her business is generated just from her Google advertising campaign. So really, really exciting example. It's just one example. If you go to our website, you will see that there's plenty of great examples there, success stories that we've been able to create, and they're all just from the last 8 months. So it's really exciting stuff. Yes, so I just want to throw in quickly a bit of my business philosophy. And I heard a lady called Shelley Hunt, a very, very inspiring woman entrepreneur, speak on Red Tent Radio a couple of weeks ago. And she said, business is meant to free us from the chains that bind us. And we don't start a business so that we're bound by the chains of the business. And I thought that was a really, really interesting quote, and it really applies to me. I'm building my business in order to have the life that I want. This year, to be honest, I'm all focused on making this business even more mobile, because we're going traveling in 2012. So we're going to be traveling from June for about 3 to 4 months. And I want this business to grow in that time. So all my efforts this year are focused to really even free me from the geographical chains that bind me. The other chains, of course, that are important for me to sever are the ones where I want to be able to take my kids to school in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon, and then spend time with them in the afternoon as well. So another chain that I really don't need in my life, and that is a chain that comes with almost any job, is that I want to be able to say when I work and when I don't. So this quote has massive meaning for me, because this is the kind of business I want to have, and this is the kind of business that I want to help people build as well. And all of that is possible for the simple reason that today we have the internet. And the internet is just an incredible place. And I mean, I'm starting to stutter because every time I start to talk about the internet, I get a little bit emotional. I get very, very passionate. And it really overwhelms me how huge this is, the impact that the internet has had on all of our lives. And that all of that in a mere 20-something years. So the internet started, we probably all know, the internet started back in the 70s, but the impact on our everyday life, on everyday people, has only really established itself since the 90s. But in those short 20 years, the internet has changed absolutely every single aspect of our lives. It has changed the way we learn, we shop, the way we communicate with each other, the way we do business with each other. And those two are obviously fairly interconnected. So in my business today, and I'm sure you are probably a bit similar, my main communications in my business are based around emails, and they're based around Skype, and they're based around social media and so forth. So I rarely pick up the phone, to be honest. I never pick up my landline, and I rarely pick up my mobile phone to numbers that I don't know. Because the people that I work with, they communicate with me through social media, through Skype, and through email. So it's a very different way of communicating with people than we have done in the past. It's also changed the way we advertise and market our business, the way we socialize, the way we entertain ourselves, the way we find out about stuff, doing research online. So incredibly easy. I remember when I was a kid, we had a whole bookshelf dedicated to an encyclopedia. Sorry, that word is really a bit hard for a German to pronounce. I think it's encyclopedia. So we had a whole bookshelf, and the top part of this bookshelf had 24 volumes of something, and then the bottom had 24 volumes of another I shouldn't use this word, it's embarrassing. But when we would have a question, we would go to the bookshelf and pick out a book and try to find out an answer to our questions. Today, well, I go to Wikipedia myself, or I go on Google. That's the first place I go when I want to find out about something. Lastly, or one of the things as well it's changed, one of the real impactful things that's obviously changed is the way we think about stuff. And I would just like to give you one incredible example of what the internet and especially social media, how they're impacting our lives. And when you just remember a few months ago what happened in Egypt, all of that movement was actually started on Facebook. So that is pretty big, that it can revolutionize a country, the way that people connect with each other on Facebook, and they're able to pass on a message, and they're able to start a revolution, and that just blows my mind. Now, for you in your business, what's important to know is that 97% of consumers today, they research online before they buy. So no matter whether you have a brick and mortar business or whether you sell things online, the first thing that people do is they go to your website. So that is really powerful, and you probably haven't really thought that through, that 97% of the people that you do business with today, they've been to your website. And then just in terms of Facebook and social media, when people come to me and ask me, do I really have to do social media? Well, there are 800 million people on Facebook alone. And Australia is is the most active country on social media in the world. So the question that you might want to ask yourself is, can you afford to miss out on these 800 million people that are there, that are there for you to do business with, for you to sell stuff to?